Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part two of Create Expectations. If you have not watched part one, you can go ahead and watch it on Zareth's channel and like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff.
We
And
have
then,
gluten.
yeah, well, I was gonna say you could come back here to gluten-free mania for dessert.
Gluten free. Gluten free is the way to be.
Oh, I
What?
went on, we went on, I shouldn't say vacation, but I took vacation from work last week and we went out up to Ottawa to go visit my sister-in-law. And they have a ton of like little gluten-free bakeries there that do different desserts that I have trouble finding here. Anyway, in like a day, I spent $200 on gluten-free goodies.
Oh, so you actually went to actual gluten free mania.
I did. I was quite happy. I had my first croissant in like, I don't know, 17 years. How long have I been gluten-free for? How old am I? Don't answer that.
We were just talking about that.
It's been like almost, I don't know. I can't do math. 18 years?
It's been at least, well, let's just say at least 3 years.
At least 3 years. It's
For as
more
long
like,
as I've, so for as long as I've known you,
yeah, yes.
so like 3 to 4 years. We know that. They can confirm that much right
All
now.
right. Anyway, I had my first
Possibly
croissant. It
18.
was great.
Nice.
I was so happy. I died happy.
You died happy?
Yeah, the croissant. Just great.
It
Just
had
great.
it actually had gluten in it.
It
So you
actually,
died.
it
So it
actually
killed
had
you.
gluten in it. Yeah.
And you died. All right.
That's not sad at all.
I don't know
That's the
why
real reason why we didn't do crate the last 3 weeks.
we had to wait for you to revive. Get old Daka's ass over here.
Uh, okay. So, since we haven't recorded in a while, and we've had I don't want to say minimal news, but not like a ton of news. And we discussed a little bit, spoiler alert, for if you still haven't watched part one, about being in the abyss in this game. Um, let's speculate on the rest of the year.
Okay.
Because I feel like, I don't know about you, but I get a ton of questions about when do you think this will happen? And what about this? And how long do you think the raid is going to last for? Should I stop investing in the raid? And like all that kind of stuff. Um, and I feel like speculating can be fun.
Yeah, it's fun. People ask me that all the time. They'll tag me on some Discord they know I'm on. They're like, well, "Should I be farming this?" And I just tell them because it's unsolicited. I didn't want them to ask that question. I didn't ask to be bugged about it.
Mhm.
I tell them to follow their heart.
Oh, so if I tag you in a random Discord server we're both in and ask you a question, will you just tell me to follow my heart?
No. No, I'll be like, "No, I'm already farming that for you
And,
secretly."
and
Because I could be. You never know.
I know. I think I need like 30 Leviathan shards, by the way, in case you were curious.
I was not at all curious.
No, well, there's some more unsolicited stuff for you.
Well, did you know that with a full 7-star Leviathan, you can actually just auto your way to top spot against other Leviathans if you have know the right composition?
I heard about that.
It's okay. It's a power they wouldn't have taught you yet,
Uh,
you neophyte Leviathan havers.
it's okay. Did you know that I would just hit auto on Professor X's Leviathan in territory battle?
That sounds like probably you did that, yeah.
Yeah. Good
I didn't.
times.
I never cared. I hoped you just deployed with them. I didn't care if you actually did attacks or not.
I did. And I did
Hmm.
the only ones I didn't do on auto were the special missions, which like obviously.
Obviously, yeah, like the cam mission.
That's not in this territory battle.
Though you've been on this account, since I was like that account actually earned cam shards, didn't we?
It did. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it was like the poster child of like, if this account can do it consistently, then you guys, all the other people in this guild should easily be able to.
Yeah, because you did not hit the minimum relic, suggested relics, I should say.
Right, I was able to get my mods to kind of cover for it though, for the most part.
Yeah, it worked
Yeah,
great. It's fine.
it was great. I'll miss that account, alas. So thanks for disrespecting it with the territory battle story. Think that was good.
You're welcome. Have to go out on a high note.
Are we gonna roast that roster? Is that what your plan is tonight?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Should we do that?
No, it's a really good roster.
Is it?
It would be really challenging to find something bad on it. So, if you want, let's go. Let's
No.
try to roast it.
No.
Let's try it.
We can't roast it.
No, let's roast it. Let's see what you got. What ammunition can you gather
Yeah.
on Professor X?
Oh man.
It'll be partially your fault. So
It'll be partially my fault. It's like a self roast.
it'll be good. All
Yeah.
right, so we're
All
doing
right.
that.
Okay.
Let's
Fine.
jeez.
Fine.
Roasting poor alt.
Okay, so let's speculate. So we know Ahsoka is coming. We know that she's coming after Ezra is unlockable. And we know that we can unlock Ezra middle of November because 3 conquests away. Do we think Balin will come before or after that?
There's being so weird about it. I kind of think he's loosely going to be like the December release that they always give us. Like he's gonna kind of be Bo-Katan or Afra or whoever else.
That's what
Starkiller.
That's what I was thinking as well. But I feel like it's a long, like, we're still in August technically. Like, that's a long time to go without nothing in the middle there.
Yeah, but they still haven't even announced if they're going to have a third character or fourth character for it. They haven't even announced that that person exists yet.
I know, but it just feels like a long time. Even if there is, like, let's say there is a fourth character and we get a fourth character marquee in, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's still too, I mean, I guess you could make it so that if the character dropped like middle to end of September, you could have Balin start in October,
Right.
even with the characters not being farmable.
I mean, that has really never stopped them.
Exactly. It
You
just
never know.
feels,
He
it
might
feels,
just go straight to Journey Guide.
they don't seem to be on that train lately.
You're right. You're right.
Although, maybe.
I mean, the last major character that they released though was what was Jar. So,
Right.
you know, I was so confident. I was like, man, they're gonna make him immediate Journey Guide, but I was wrong.
I was surprised they didn't. But anyway, I don't know. I feel like you just have to have something before mid-November, end of November.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like too long of a gap.
It does.
It also feels like it would be too easy because then, like, we're getting the marquees already now.
Mm-hmm.
And if, I don't know, just feels like they would be available and farmed and everyone could go get them right away first try.
I would like that.
I mean, I would also like that. I'm sure CG would not.
So, all right, so Balin maybe a little before, Ahsoka maybe a little after. Where does he go? And like, if maybe we just assume that Shin is
With him.
They're both mercenaries together.
Yeah, I was gonna say because they get this new mercenary tag. Who else would you give the mercenary tag to?
I mean, there's a lot of like bounty hunters that might fit that tag. That
Hmm.
might fit that. I don't know.
But then do you also like do you want I guess it will depend on the kits on if you need a full mercenary squad or not.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like I wonder if mercenary means they could be light side or dark side depending on who their leader is or something.
Oh, that would be complicated. I don't think they could code that correctly.
Yeah, your estimation of their skills is probably not that unjust, to be honest.
I just don't think that would work well, like
Hmm.
at all,
Yeah,
ever.
ever. I mean, it's just so weird. Like, what? I mean, Hondo's a fine target for neutral. That's
Hmm.
fine. But why the hell didn't they make like Afra was honestly a decent target for neutral as well, but they decided not to. They didn't go back and retroactively make T3 neutral, even though that's the why they created the tag in the first place, and they haven't given anyone else that tag, and now it's been years, and it's like why? I don't mind that he's new, but like, there's no support for neutral, and they have to do a ton of support things for like they're always like, oh well, light side and neutral can do this one. Light side, dark side, and neutral can do like in territory
Right.
battles.
Right. Yeah.
And then they like when they code things, if there's something that refers to a light side character, they have to make sure that it doesn't impact Hondo specifically. It's just like, why did you even do that? I don't get it. But
They just overly complicated it.
yeah, for fun. Like I would have been fine if he was light or dark. I'd have been like, oh, they had to choose one because the neutral wasn't really an option. Is what I would have said. I bet. But
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I don't know why they wouldn't at least add the characters that should also be neutral, but
and it's fine. I get. I'm just weirded out by it. But the question being, like, I mean, people are like, dude, they're neutral. They're totally neutral. And I'm like, that they murdered a bunch of people for money. Like they're not neutral.
yeah.
Like they went and they didn't have any like stake in it, and so like what they did wasn't like a military operation. Really, it was just murdering people for money. Like they're not light side. They're not good. There's not like yeah they're partially good. Like their lightsabers are like no like maybe you're not full red lightsaber material, but certainly you're not going to be a color a Jedi would have. You know.
Yeah.
It's not a color a Jedi would have. But
I
yeah,
mean,
what? So it's gonna go. What are they gonna do?
I don't know. I want to know who they're gonna go with.
I mean, I think the obvious choice right now, unless they announce Galactic Legend Thrawn
Hmm.
to be the leader of the Remnants, I think the obvious choice is they just go with Enoch's squad.
Mm. So then, sorry. Um, but doesn't Enoch have like a thing in his leadership that says everyone needs to be an Imperial remnant or something like that?
Well, maybe that's what mercenary means. Like you get the tag that is referenced.
Maybe. Oh, that would be cool. I also feel like they could not code that properly.
Okay, I mean, CG's incompetence aside, um,
But that
I,
would be good.
it seems like that could work. And also, I mean, I think I pointed it out to you. Like, TIE Fighter Pilot is suddenly Remnant for
You
some reason.
did.
Yeah.
I went to like, I was building my squads for Conquest yesterday, and I was going through my Imperial remnant, and I was just kind of like hodgepodge and clicking on people because I don't know who anyone is now that they all wear helmets again. Um,
It's no joke, man.
it's not a joke. Anyway, I like went through really quickly and built a squad, and I was like, TIE fighter pilot, how did you get here? And then I remembered that he had the tag.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I don't know what they're like. It's fine. I'm sure TIE fighter pilots existed after the emperor died, so they can be that. It's just like, where are they taking that faction? Where are they
Right.
taking any of these factions? Because are we to believe as well for Night Sisters that we're just going like, so we're gonna get Morgan and we're gonna get the Mamacitas, as you
Hmm.
called them. I love that.
Yeah.
And you finally have a nickname for someone that I approve of.
Ah, it's happened. Okay, somebody write this day down.
You know what? They should write it down. So, um, but are we to believe that the just ridiculously puny, like non-resilient, awful characters like Night Sisters that we have remaining are gonna comprise the other three slots, and Morgan is gonna be like, "No, you have no hit points, but you can't revive."
Yeah, so you can't do anything.
Like, I want to know what's going on with the Night Sisters too. Like, does I mean, granted, a really tailored leadership could fix that squad to be like, they have to be very specific though.
Right.
You know, it's like, no, Acolyte can't die for some reason. We don't know why, but she doesn't die for a while. So I want to know what's going on with the Night Sisters. Are like two Night Sisters enough?
Well, I guess I mean we're gonna find out because we'll get the Mamacitas in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
I guess, but then every time I mean, I want them to release them, but then who are we? Who else is going with Ahsoka? Because I don't like, who else is getting Spectre.
Well, okay. Do you think that we're gonna get more marquees for Ahsoka? Like we're already at what, 3 that are required?
I think we are. I think that's the only option, because otherwise we'll have everything farmed like by the time she is released, and they don't want that. Like,
Uh,
we'll
yeah.
be able to, like, we'll have to kind of quickly farm Enoch, but I think we have the time to get him farmed even on a hard node
Hmm.
around the time that her event would release in late November. And so,
Hmm.
yeah, I think that there has to be more marquees, frankly.
I think so too. I think like I would not be surprised at all if we got like a Hu Yang or a new Sabine.
I wouldn't be surprised if we had three more. Three is maybe too
Wow.
many, but three's maybe too many. But I
Sorry.
wouldn't be too surprised though. Like, who else is on her team? Like, who are we gonna steal to be on her team? Because, like, current Sabine is just, she tries to fill in all these other slots, and she's like barely good enough to be on Phoenix,
Hmm.
and she like really struggles to keep up with Bo-Katan and her team.
Yeah. So you need to have. I mean, I think you need a new Sabine.
Well,
It just makes
she's a
sense,
different Sabine, anyways. Yeah.
right? So then, do you give her the Spectre tag?
Uh, would you expect her not to?
Ah, man. What about a new Hera?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It seems like Hu Yang should be, especially because we already have a lifter, so we should probably. I would expect a Sabine and a Hu Yang would be the two I expect.
Man, that would be wild. 5 marquees. I think that would be a new like record.
Yeah, but five marquees for in return for, first off, no new fleet, because it
Yep.
looks like no new fleet. So, like, that's already kind of. But then also they released her, like they told us about her and her release way more in advance than any other Galactic Legend in history. Like,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
giving us a ton of lead time, and so I think in some ways it's about the same. It's just they're drawing this one release out, and it'll just have a lot more marquees. I think
Yeah.
it will. I think it will have. At
It's
least 2 more. It should.
it's because it'll be like 5 to 6 months of lead time, give or take. That's a ton. Holy crap.
Right. Well, and they're just trying to hype it. This is new. Like they're always trying to do something new and change how we perceive things. I think to me it makes perfect sense. Like it would be very surprising if they didn't have something that I was like, well, that would be nice to like. Oh, cool, her event's here. Like I'll get to watch other people unlock her. Like even with my back when I was buying the new characters for crystals like light whaling.
Hmm.
I would still usually have to wait like a month to unlock the new Galactic Legend.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean it would be shorter now because the shipments are populating with the people. But anyways, yeah we'll be at a point that my main account should be quote unquote caught up to the point that they've announced by that. Like by November, I should have all those characters close to 7 stars by the time she's released.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So there would need to be more marquees, theoretically.
Yeah. How do you feel about that if there was more? Like I know objectively it is more for sure. Like and
Hmm.
that might just if you just look at it at face value of like okay, like you know Leia required 3 or whatever. Or maybe 4. I don't remember. Jabba required 3,
Hmm.
and Ahsoka requires 6. Like that obviously sounds bad without given the totality of circumstances. But how would you feel about it beyond that?
Um, I think in this case, it would feel a little bit worse because not only is it more marquees, but she's also going to have more Relic 9 requirements. Like we're already at 2. I will be absolutely dumbfounded if we don't see Fulcrum at Relic 9 as a requirement as well. Like
Be prepared to be dumbfounded. But yeah, I mean, I think it's relatively likely too. But
I'm I I mean, maybe I I think she will be a requirement. I will be shocked if she's not Relic 9 because why not? The other Ahsokas are.
yeah, but I mean, how many people? I remember people sending me screenshots of Farm Boy Luke at Relics
Hmm.
when Jedi Master Luke was like announced, and they're like, dude, there's just no way that Farm Boy
True.
Luke isn't, and then he never was. So
True. Fair. Um, but yeah, so you've got the Relic 9 requirements and then more marquees. And then the other thing in this case, because I now it becomes a case of Ahsoka's gonna be released. She's gonna go into the journey guide. Like you can get her whenever you want, whenever you're ready. You still have to find the tickets afterwards as well, which great. Um, Balin's gonna be released, and
yeah,
if he follows the same thing as Bo, and he only comes back once a month or so, should you prioritize the Balin marquees because it's a timed event kind of thing?
it's a good question.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's where I'm at. I'm like, how am I gonna split my focus? And especially if Ahsoka does have 6 marquees, then I like that is going to basically tell me just to prioritize Balin instead because Ahsoka's going to be around all the time.
I guess it depends on what their impact is, what you get for.
Yeah.
I mean, for a character, so the interesting part is like if we can just follow along with the trajectory of unlocking her, like she's not it'll be like, oh, okay, well, we had 6 months to get ready and we're just throwing Relic 9 on over time, like we kind of had time to prep mentally and stuff. But like in a year when someone goes to like, yeah, I'm gonna farm the new Galactic Legend or the one of the latest ones,
Hmm.
it'll be like, oh man, these aren't even like accelerated. Like I did no prep. Like the amount of requirement to get to actually jump into that is going to be a kind of scary thing. So you would hope that you would then be rewarded with something awesome, like like just the Smuggler's Run 2 for Jabba, for
Right.
instance,
Right.
has. I mean, if you've done it every time, it's like 3 times a month, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It is amazing. At least if you care about mods, it's amazing. And oh, that's something you don't want to miss. And to a lesser degree, Leia gives us something.
Omicrons?
I mean, kind of, yeah. Once a
Sort of.
month, she gives us one Omicron. It's really,
I
it's
got three
really.
on the last one.
I'm just gonna delete you here. Yeah. Oh, I deleted myself. There we go.
Oh, that's not awkward.
That got
Um,
weird. Rude.
um, yeah, it just feels like a lot. I think four
That's what she
would
said.
be acceptable for Marquise. But I would not be surprised if we saw five total.
It just seems like Hu Yang and
Sabine.
Sabine are too important, and then they can just have us shoehorn in some random, like have Zeb join us. I don't care, He's not part.
Zeb.
It's just randomly, yeah. They're like, we didn't ask for you. He's like, well, I'm not on the Phoenix team, so here I am.
Here I am. I'm here anyway. Uh, yeah, yeah. Um, okay. On a different note, sort of related though.
Okay.
I don't know if it's related. Whatever. Because we still don't know what the shelf life of this terrible, awful raid is.
You don't like it?
I still hate it. It's the worst thing ever. Although Jar Jar has made it significantly shorter, but I still hate it.
You were gonna say better.
I was gonna say better. It's not.
Jar
It's not
Jar
better.
Jar 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 doesn't make things better.
It's not better.
He makes things shorter.
Um, because I like a lot of people are I've heard this from quite a few people saying that they're speculating
Mm-hmm.
that like Ahsoka could be required for the next raid. And like maybe it's a raid on Peridia or something. Um, which would tell me, I'm like, well, I would expect to see that raid in like February then, if that's the case.
I mean, I've speculated on Peridia as well, actually,
It
because
seems to be the common one.
I mean, it would fit the timeline pretty well. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, are you just like slaughtering the turtle people, or
It's the same as this raid, except instead of endless waves of droids, it's endless waves of turtle people.
and you just have Ezra like force pushing to like he kills his own people. Maybe that's the fifth member of our team is a turtle.
A turtle. Oh,
I've been calling the Gungans the frogs lately. We can have the turtles and the frogs.
everyone's just gonna turn into an animal of some sort.
The pets, the various
Pets.
pets. Yeah.
The pets. Um, yeah, I'm just curious if like I think I'm more curious about it because we got a shelf life for the speeder bike raid and we didn't get a shelf life for this one. Just feels weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I'm glad we don't have to stare at Ewok butts anymore, though. I'm sick of that raid. I mean, now we stare at frogs a lot. So, and
Yeah.
anyways,
Droids.
yeah, it's a good point though. Like, when's the next raid? No one knows that they haven't given us an announcement, but I think that that's one reason we should also. I mean, CG's found the way to make us just follow along with the new things. Like they made it clear. They remember like that time Meatface was like, "Hey guys, what kind of things would you feel incentivized to go for Leia? Like what would make you
Mm-hmm.
want to work on her, and unlock her?" And he like asked those kind of questions a few times. And it seemed very transparent at the time at least, is like they're trying to hone in on incentivizing people not to play in the past and work on old crap teams. Like, you want the new stuff that is tough to farm.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You know, it costs more, it's tougher, it has more rewards, though, because the raids are, you know, short term.
Hmm.
So, you know, like working on guns in 6 months from now is going to feel a lot worse than working on them right now, for instance.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, it makes sense that something that we've been working on a lot lately is going to be in the next raid. I think it has to be.
Yeah, I think it has to be as well.
And therefore, I think it's Peridia. Or something involving Imperial Remnant, at least, and zombie troopers.
Okay. Okay. Fair.
I solved it. Just kidding. I think I did, though. I feel confident until it's proven wrong.
Until it's proven wrong.
Inevitably.
Everything's fine. Do we want to go into the game and look at this pack?
Sure. Let's go. We're in the game, in fact, now.
How much time do we have?
We've been going 31 minutes.
Oh, okay. Great. We're right on schedule.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a new Lightspeed bundle,
Yeah.
which gets you 4 characters at Relic 5.
Oh, what are your thoughts on this?
So this is 25 American, correct? That's what we
Yeah, $25 American.
35 Canadian.
35 gluten-free.
Correct. 35 fake Monopoly monies.
Gosh, there's something worse than fake Monopoly money. It's like Monopoly money's bad enough. Like, you have to have fake Monopoly. Anyways, so what are your thoughts here? What are your first impressions?
So my first impression is that it seems, I mean, it is steeper than the past light side bundles. But then I'm like, these are like characters that you would be using get currency on to buy. So I can understand why it is more expensive in that regard.
Yeah, this is all GET2 currency or GET1.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide if I would feel like this was worth it.
I'll just say that for a new player, this is an amazing deal.
Yeah, like brand new.
Yeah, well, because these are huge.
New, but...
Okay, well, so here's the question you have to be thinking, like, what do you want to farm? Do you want to farm Negotiator or like, Malevolence, or do you want to farm these? Like, do you want to farm Wampa?
Yeah.
Like, Wampa's great and all, but
you just want to get
especially early game. But you want those ships too. Those ships are so important.
Yeah.
And this takes that decision making out of it.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, I think it's fine. I can understand why they priced it higher because of like the rarity level of the characters, if you even want to use that term to like describe it. But
well, and the first 3 of them are used to unlock Jedi Knight Luke as well.
Yeah.
And they all need to be Relic 3 for that. So
yeah, so you do want them. So that's even better, actually.
And you need Han and Leia, or Rolo, for the Leia unlock, the tier 2 as well. So, like, you're gonna get an early game, especially, man. Wampa, if you could get Wampa Relic early game, like the rest of them are like, yeah, the Relic. I guess I'll throw them on defense as a new player, you know, just because the novelty of having relics in your roster. But Wampa, you throw an Omicron on him, and he's gonna serve you well for like 2 years. You'll use it every time, and you go watch streamers and wonder why they don't use Wampa all the time.
I still use Wampa.
How's Erodium treating you, Sarah?
I'm not in Erodium
yet.
I'm in Kyber still.
Let's not put a number on it.
We don't need to put a number on it until the season's over.
Yeah, it's like your age.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I think I would buy this. You make a good point.
I think early game, like people were grumbling about Kiadi Mundi
Yeah.
and that Lightspeed bundle, and so I understand their frustration. Like it is such a stupid, awful farm
Yeah.
for GT3. It is months and months of misery, possibly years, depending on how much you're earning with your guild,
Hmm.
to get a character that's not required for anything
Hmm.
completed and farmed. And so when people farm him and finish him, and they're like, "Thank God I'm done," and then someone else just like, "I just spent $20 to do mine."
Yeah.
Like I did that on Professor X, or sorry, on Prevail Man.
Hmm.
I just went boop, and he went from at the 39 out of 80 shard.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't unlocked him yet.
Oh yeah.
He went up to Relic 5. Just threw he doesn't even have his Zeta. I don't have enough Zetas to give him his frickin' Zeta. That's the
Uh
dumbest thing, but I have him, and I feel for the people who went without buying Chirotech for months and
yeah.
months to finally get a character that they would have gladly spent $20 for. I can understand the rage. From a new player perspective, Kiadimundi is not a farming option. He is not something. He's unassailable.
Hmm.
So $20 is a good deal on an objective level. Subjectively, I get why people are frustrated.
Yeah.
This
I
is probably a similar thing for people, honestly.
yeah, I could see this being a similar thing. Um, that doesn't make it a bad deal though.
I think objectively, for a new player, this, if you want to spend money and kind of catch up in the game,
Hmm.
like this is all the relics you actually need for them. Like you don't need them
Right.
higher than this for anything. I don't think.
Right. So
Maybe Rolo needs higher. I don't remember, but yeah,
I
like
can't remember what her requirement was, but still.
it's close enough though, man. So yeah, the Lightspeed bundles have been great.
The thing that I really like about these bundles too is um like so you're mentioning the get to currency, like you can spend that elsewhere, and the like whatever, all of that currency you can spend elsewhere, but this also frees up your signal data and relic materials that you can spend elsewhere, specifically the bronzium wiring and carbonite boards that are going to throttle you to death.
Oh, I mean exactly. Like Relic 5 is
Hmm.
a lot of bronzium. Like
Yeah.
going from 5 to 6 is when the bronzium starts being cheaper to,
Right.
to get for relics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is fantastic for newer players. I realize it still doesn't get you the Zetas you want for or Omicrons, but in terms of catching up and unlocking these big name characters, this goes a long ways.
Yeah. All right. Um, should we roast Professor X?
If you like,
Feels weird.
it does.
Feels weird. Okay.
Should I pause it while you get the?
Should I just log into your account?
Sure. Here, I'll pause it for you to do that.
Uh,
Ah, Professor X. Here we are.
Weird.
It's not
Uh,
weird. Stop saying it's weird.
it's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, this is it's not totally free to play, but not much money has been spent. 7 out of 8 of Galactic Legends.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll go through. We'll have a little look. Do we want to look at your ships first?
I mean, if
I
you can handle seeing a long-standing 7-star
okay.
Leviathan, if your fragile ego can handle it.
My fragile ego. Um, it's fine. I was just gonna say, I feel like everything on here, I know everything on here is farmed.
Yeah,
Ship wise.
yeah. Not all the geos suck, but yeah, they
Whatever.
suck anyways. Yeah,
Jedi Consular is looking sad.
as well he should.
That's fine. Okay. Everyone knows your ships are farmed. You have a 7-star Leviathan.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Woohoo! All right.
Yay.
Yay!
Uh,
Let that be a beacon of envy for you.
So much. And we all know because it's you that your datacrons are your datacrons.
Yeah, so all the ones that have locks on them are the good level sixes.
Ooh, okay.
And the two that aren't are grit, I believe.
So did you have
They're
to
tank grit.
re-roll a whole bunch of times?
Yeah, I mean, I found the formula for it though, so it was good.
Perfect.
You just go to level 6 and then re-roll it till you get a good one, whatever one it is.
Yeah.
And then you go up to 9.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yay, Datacrons. Woo!
Woohoo. Okay. Characters. So, okay, so it's 11.6 million GP. I can try to remember how big your account was when I started playing it. I feel like it was like 6 or 7.
I remember a few people messaging me and being like, does Sarah actually think she's going to be able to get Red Crate on your Professor X account? Because I don't honestly see how that's possible.
I never failed Red Crate. There was one time, I believe, that we got Gold Crate on it, and it was when Jasper was born.
Yeah.
It was an intentional Gold Crate because
Totally fine.
obvious reasons. Um, and yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man, the
What?
lack of believing in being able to get Red Crate though. And I will
I
say,
think. Hmm.
sorry, I would just wanted to say, I think my biggest, like my proudest accomplishment for getting Red Crate was that Conquest series that everybody was like, oh, you need to have Rey or Kylo a,
Yeah.
to get Ben unlocked. Like you can't do it. And I was like, ah, challenge accepted. And it worked beautifully.
Yeah. I made sure to send those to you every time because I was like, I'm going to get her all pissed off.
You're like, I'm gonna wind her up and she's
Yeah,
just gonna
let's.
go.
She's going to get me Red Crate. This is awesome.
And you're gonna stick Ben on a Star Killer team.
Hey,
Oh.
you unlocked Ben for me. I didn't have Ray, and I was like, I think she might be mad if I don't actually use him. So I geared him up, put Zetas on him, and then yeah, I used him on Star Killer for a long time
Oh man.
till I unlocked Ray.
I would not have been mad. I've always said, I've always said with Conquest, you just have to get the character shards. If you want them to sit on the bench, that's fine, because then if you need them as a requirement for something, at least you already have them unlocked.
That's what I've always said. It's like it's so much easier to just panic throw gear on things than
Yeah,
panic throw 220 shards on something.
right,
You know.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
oh,
I have no
oh,
idea.
I was gonna say, are you the cheater now?
I actually have no idea where the line would be. I
I,
mean, I probably have a better idea than usual, but
I thought you were gonna say you have a better idea than you, and I was like, that's valid.
I don't know where the 300 line is,
I don't know
actually.
where it is either.
I think it must be below this, though. I hope.
I think it is as well.
I don't know, though.
Well, there's your okay. Oh my goodness.
I have pretty decent mods on this account. I guess
Okay,
it'd
there's
be...
Zam. Oh, but there's Han. Why is your Han? Okay.
If I had to guess, and maybe this is me being optimistic,
Hmm.
I would guess it would be like Ben or something.
Ben Solo.
A little farther down.
Little far. Okay. Oh, sorry. So sorry.
Though I don't know. It might be lower, it might be higher. I don't really know. I think I took some good mods off of Han at some point, so maybe he's slower than he should be. Yeah, maybe he's not 300.
I'm just yeah. Ah. I never look at how fast your people
Like,
are.
I don't know why I would have a fast second sister. It's weird. So maybe the line is second sister. Maybe it's Sith Assassin. I think Kiadi Monday, though. I think I should be around 300. I don't know.
A TIE fighter pilot is naturally fast, and you have them way down here.
Yeah, I'm probably being optimistic with Ben.
All right.
What do you think?
I'm gonna say tech.
Tech. Okay, let's see. I kind of think I was overreaching there, but let's find out.
Let's look at Ben.
Let's find out.
Oh man. Oh man. 284.
All right.
Okay.
See, you cheated again.
I did not cheat again.
This might be the first time you haven't.
286. Okay, so between Tech and Ben, you have gone down 2 speed points. Like, that's insane.
All right.
This is the first time I haven't, because I had a whole other roster picked and then we changed it at the last second.
Well, let's look at Kiadi Monday.
All right. 293.
All right. Slow old man here. I suck at life, apparently.
What's your TIE fighter pilot?
I have no idea. I don't know why he would be fast, frankly.
301. So is it your GI? 300 on Grand Inquisitor.
He should be faster than that. But...
And Thrawn's 298. So it's Grand Inquisitor.
Right. So how deep does it go then?
So you have 1, 2, that's what she said. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 full rows of 6, so 36 plus 5, 41.
It's not too bad. Plus, the GLs all have good enough mods that they would probably get a more common character up there, too.
Right.
Hey, I just put a 4th Zeta on Seal Eternal, by the way.
Oh, I noticed that
Finally.
you've been spending your Zetas, and I wondered where they were going.
Huh.
Now we know. Okay.
I just got tired of him not healing his protection when he did his hit.
I don't even know what we want to look at.
How about the one I hold grudge on you for? Let's look at my Tuscans.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but when are you ever going to use your Tuscans?
I would have used them, but they didn't have enough stars. Yeah. I secretly farmed them this high, though. You had no part in this.
I had 0 part in this.
Yeah,
I was like, we don't need Tuscans.
I snuck in and farmed them every once in a while you weren't looking.
Are they accelerated yet?
Dude, they were required for the crate raid. Yeah.
Okay, were you gonna use your Tuscans in the crate raid?
You know what I would have used them for is in galactic challenges.
Okay.
Sometimes. I mean, obviously they're not always the ones, but
fine.
And actually, they're way more capable. Like, I actually got a few GAC wins just using them like this.
Oh, really?
Because they're so naturally strong against turn meter comps that they're just constantly, like, they just unlock people, certain comps. So, like, eventually, you can't just, like, you can't beat a full Relic 7 team with this nonsense. But, I mean, I put the Zetas on them, too, secretly. And they did okay. They were never my first option, but when I was like, I think I'm stuck. Oh, we could try Tuscans. It's like a last ditch. And then usually you kill like a character or two. You couldn't get through that squad, so.
Fair. All right. Do you have another one you want to look at?
No, let's have you. What am I lacking, Sarah?
I mean, you don't have Lord Vader.
That's true.
I think, is it your Empire or your Sith that are the problem child there?
Everything. Like, you saw Zam?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Zam.
So, I mean, there's a lot of requirements I have close to all of. The one you want to look at is probably Bad Batch.
Oh, yeah.
I have a Tech Kron on this account that I can't even use because he's Relic 3 and I would need a 5 on him to use the actual level 9.
I was going to say, I was like, the last time I looked at your Bad Batch, they weren't like this when I was using them in Conquest.
Yeah, I mean, I've been because Marauder, the negotiator counter to Executor. I
Hmm.
don't know if you know that one,
I know that
but
it exists.
that's more than I expected. But just kidding. But I needed these guys to have higher relics for it. So, like Echo, you want to be high relics because you want him to be relict because you want as much speed as you can get. But
Mhm.
he's not a pilot. The other three are the pilots.
Right.
So, but it's like, well, why would I have a lower gear Echo when he's the good one? He could actually go on other teams.
Hmm.
So I got them all to Relic 1, except for All
Omega.
About Me. Yeah,
Poor Omega.
poor girl. Poor
Um,
lass.
who else do you need for Lord Vader? Oh, you have your Embo.
Yeah, because it's part of the Jabba
Yeah,
team.
that's true. That's true.
See, he's even got his Omicron there.
I feel like you're not missing like too much other than Lord Vader.
I bet my Bo-Katan team's better than yours.
That's rude. Why would you say such a thing?
Maybe you have two Omicrons on her. I don't know.
I do have two Omicrons on her.
Okay, so yours is a little better on that regard. But look, all my Mandos are Relic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than what I can say for my Mandos. They are not relict. Um, okay, let's just look at like should we just look at the bottom and see what's going on?
Yeah.
Because
Because obviously the person handling this account is too competent to find significant
huh,
holes in the farming process.
your your dad bod Boba always made me sad.
Why?
Because
Because
I got
you fell
really
for it.
well, I got really comfortable using dad bod against Lord Vader in Territory War, and then like to the point that I was more comfortable using it than Fennec lead. Um, and then whenever Territory War would roll around and we would have Lord Vader and I would go in with mine, and then I would inevitably get tagged to be like, can you take out a Lord Vader with Professor X? And I was like, no, that has to be Zareth that does the battle because it has to be
Right.
Fennec lead.
Well, because I had to do it the hard way. Yeah.
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 I'm like, can't be me. I
It's
will
fair.
lose. Uh yeah,
Well,
so it
and
just always made me a little sad.
to be fair, he is better at least. Like it makes it a lot easier that fight. So
Oh, I thought you meant his gear level because when we first got the account into the guild, he was like gear one, I think, or two.
I don't know why. I think there was something. There was
There
like
was a
an event that I
conquest.
had to do or something. Yeah, I was like maybe it was Conquest.
I needed him to survive.
Oh, you think you did it? Okay.
I'm I'm fairly confident that I just did it.
Oh, there's a roastable thing. IPD has a Zeta. Why? I really don't
Why?
know. I honestly have no idea.
You don't have L3 at relics on this account? That's
No.
surprising.
I just no. I don't. I've never used her that much on either of any of my accounts.
Hmm.
She's relicked on my Prevail Man account because she was like a light speed bundle character.
Hmm.
So I was just assumed that she's relicked on this one, and I'm like, oh, that's right. Same with my Ewoks. Like my Ewoks aren't geared, my Geos
Yeah.
aren't geared. Prevail Man has all those at Relic 3 because of the light speed bundles.
You don't have Kira at relics either?
Also, what good is Kira other than she gets like I was actually I'd been starting to think I'm gonna work on her to end YOLO so that I could do at least the
The special mission? Oh, why can't I hear you now? Uh-oh. I hope.
sorry, I bumped my mic and so you couldn't hear and it's your fault. So, yeah, Cara Dune's not relict.
Yeah.
The thing I would work on right now, right this sec, like he would already be close to relics. due to the new datacrons. Can you guess? He's on the screen right now.
How?
I mean, I made it easy for you, but yes.
I made it. I'm just, yeah, yeah, okay.
His datacron's really good.
I haven't looked at it yet,
Oh,
which
right,
should
yeah.
surprise nobody.
Yeah. I mean, I put out an infographic. You probably don't need to look at that either. But,
I will eventually.
man, I'm proud of this account. Here's
This is
the
crazy.
the thing that I loved about it was I like for a long time I just had 2 or 3 Galactic Legends, and I
Yes.
was beating people with 8 all the time. And the only way you can do that, and I know that's not your preference, but I coasted from Datacron set to Datacron set and just geared up the things that were good for that set, and like that was enough to keep me in, Kyber 2 for years.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. You did good with it, and you understand it, and you like the mechanics of it, so it worked.
It was fun, thanks. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm gonna miss this account. This was in a lot of ways my favorite account.
Yeah. Yeah. And now it's basically the same size as my account.
How close?
I think I'm 11.8.
This is 11.6.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't even have Lord Vader.
I know.
That's funny.
Great. It's that 7-star Leviathan giving you all that bloat.
All the it is. It is. Oh,
Uh,
that's funny. All right. Oh, any passing thing to say about Professor X before we consign it to oblivion?
I just feel like Professor X to me was the account that proved that the majority of the player base can get Red Crate in Conquest if you just plan effectively and manage your stamina effectively.
Yeah. This was a good proof of concept for that.
Yep.
I think you could take it, expand it too, because I did that in GAC of I could
Yes.
beat teams without Galactic Legends. Like you, in a lot of ways, Galactic Legends are the thing CG points at as here's the pinnacle, here's what you have to get if you want to get anywhere. And I
Hmm.
get it; they're overpowered, they're strong. Like there's a lot of reasons to get them, but you can do fine without them. In fact, like you can kind of thrive without them.
Yeah.
You don't you don't need them. It is a harder road to follow, but in a lot of ways, it's more rewarding.
Right. Right. So it's been fun, and it's gonna be weird not playing it.
Yeah, I will miss it.
Yeah.
I'll miss it. Logging in and being like, oh my gosh, I have so many mats here because I haven't remembered to upgrade anything for a while. So I'll
Hmm.
just go in and I'll be like, all right, you can be Relic 7, you can be Relic 7. Oh, I'm out of mats. All right. I'll, I'll check
And
in
it's
later.
over.
It's over. Yep.
Ah. All right. Well, I guess that's it.
All right.
It's been an hour.
It has. Professor X, go F yourself. All right.
Wow. Impressive.
Oof. We'll see you next time.